Hi everyone, I am Chazzywood and welcome to my channel. First time joining us here, welcome, and if you are a return visitor, you are most welcome for always coming to visit us. So what is it I want to discuss today? I am going to be talking about the low buy year I'm planning on having. So if you're bougie but you need to go on a low buy year and you dream of a hot girl summer in the winter, you should seriously be following this. I am going to look super slay whilst budgeting my money, making some additional income. I do not know how yet, but it will work. And in about 2 to 3 years time, I will be moving into my palace that I will own. Follow me on my journey to this most amazing purchase of my life, guys. Just to give you guys a bit more of a context of a low buy year, it just means being a bit more frugal, a tiny bit minimalistic, but if you like things as much as I do, guys, look at this bookshelf. I love things. Minimalism isn't always the right way to go about things, so I thought that rather than actually being minimalist, I am going to be frugal whilst keeping it bougie. So I just thought your girl's gonna wear her white blazer, get her hair tied back, wear bougie ass earrings and her chains, just so she doesn't feel like she's giving anything up this year while she basically looks at her expenses. So she basically works towards her goal of owning her dream London flat. So that is a goal. So I'm just going to go through the 10 rules I'll be implementing and using as guidance this year in order to help this be a successful low buy year, whereby I can pay off debts, save money, and kind of look forward to my happily ever after. However true that will be is obviously questionable, but without further ado, I am going to crack on. I've got my phone here with my notes, because usually I find that I do these things and I start going off piste and I'm not concentrating, and girl, I look like a hot mess. So the first rule about having a low buy year, and this is stuff that I've gathered just from watching other people doing this, I kind of don't want to lose myself. Like, I still want to be bougie. I still want it to be a hot girl summer 2020. I want to be doing all that ratchet stuff, and there's so many people who kind of do this because they've got too many makeup palettes, they buy stuff, they buy journals, they do all kinds of things that, you know, because people are finessing us, getting our money off of us. So the first thing I need to remember, and this will be the rule I will live by, is why exactly am I foregoing all these short-term luxuries for kind of like long-term gain? The reason why I'm doing this is because I want to purchase my own property. I think when going and embarking on a low buy year or years, but let's just take it one step at a time, guys, you need to be super clear on what it is you're trying to achieve, because when you're in Whole Foods or Sainsbury's or even Iceland and Lidl, you'll be there trying to buy things that you've got no business buying. So always remember, this is what it is I'm saving for. And then it just makes it easier for you to walk away, like Craig David said. So that's the first rule, just getting clear on my intention and why it is I'm doing this. So in order to get clear on my intention, I've noticed that there's certain actions that I keep doing time and time again that could easily unravel some of the good work I'm trying to work towards. So the second rule I'll be implementing this year is not browsing online or in shops. To be honest with you, I work in central London off Oxford Road, so it's always tempting to go down at the shops, look at the sales during lunchtime, and I found that by actually minimizing that, and instead of going out around and looking at shops, I actually now go to the gym. And if I'm not going to the gym, I do allow myself the odd browsing session, but I'll sometimes just work through my lunch or I'll go to a charity shop, and it just means that I'm not putting temptation in my way. The other thing is, if you're planning on not spending any money, you should seriously not be like on ASOS, just browsing, killing time. And also maybe, I don't want to say this because I think it's like, there's so many things that you need to find joy in. Some people go through Instagram and YouTube and they cull all the influencers that they feel actually might basically be choice architectures that make them buy certain things. I don't really have an issue with influencers. Like, if you want to be like vlogging me, Pat McGraw's latest mascara, that's nice to know. But I found that usually with influencers, I know what's out there, but I'm not necessarily going out to buy them. So if you're one of those people who needs the extra kind of pullback, then yes, go on a call. Don't go on ASOS, don't go on boohoo.com, forget Misguided, and stick with not going to the shops. I don't know what you're going to do for your spare time, so maybe as an idea, take up reading, and rather than being a hoarder like me, don't buy your books, just go to the library and borrow them and return them on time so they don't charge you. So that's the second thing. What's the third thing I have done this year? So I was having a look at Amazon because I am the queen of Amazon Prime. I've had Amazon Prime for close to 5 years now, was one of the early adopters, and I'd be sat here on Saturday morning going, I need 50 eyelashes. And guess what? I get them by 2 p.m. because I'm in London, and that's how amazing and quick Amazon is. So by basically me eliminating Amazon Prime and not renewing it, I can still go to Amazon. I'm removing that one-click easy convenience. And now that when I purchase Amazon goods, I now actually have to pay for them, I think a lot more about what it is I'm buying and bunching it together. So just as an FYI, last year I had a look at my Amazon usage on my account, and I think I spent about £2,000 on Amazon. That's just like buying books and getting them like pretty much the same day. I'm just doing loads of random things. Luckily, I haven't gone onto the food bandwagon because so many people do their grocery shopping on Amazon, and I guess I'm just not a Black Friday type person, so I prefer going to shops for Black Friday, so that hasn't affected me too much. So that was point number 3. Point number 4, I'm finding this rather life-changing, and I feel like I'm taking it back a few years. With my meals, instead of eating meat and being keto and all that fabulous stuff, I'm actually eating more plant-based meals. I'm finding out that when I go to the gym, not only is my body kind of like going hardcore for longer, and I'm just training harder, and obviously, you know, a girl be looking cute, if she may say so herself, but I actually feel good, I'm not groggy, and I just don't have that like bloated, heavy feeling at all times. I've had to minimize my soy products because I think that sometimes a lot of us go from eating meat to eating these alternatives, and that's like just a lot of soy. The reason why I try to avoid soy is because it's got a lot of estrogen, and it can impact on one's mood swings. So I've gone plant-based, but I've yet to give up dairy. So next month, I'm potentially considering giving up dairy. And also with the plant-based diet, I find that I cook once or twice a week, and it takes no time whatsoever to get everything done. So if you're planning on going plant-based, I would definitely recommend Rachel Ammer. She's a YouTuber who does lots of vegan meals, and she uses like loads of legumes and just good stuff that's not only like really affordable when you buy in store, but you can kind of like store it all nicely and it looks pretty. So definitely check her out just for meal ideas rather than going starving. So the 5th thing I have started doing is giving myself a monthly allowance. I think when I watch all of these low value kind of like diaries, people go into pure kind of like famine mode. Like, I'm not about the famine life. There are times I'll find myself going into Mango and buying these fabulous earrings. There are times I'll find myself like being invited to like maybe an award ceremony through work, and I want to give myself enough flexibility to be able to buy things without feeling guilty. If I see a nice little dress, I might just want to buy it. So I don't believe in restricting everything and kind of like going down the scarcity route. I'm going to basically give myself an allowance of £100 to £150, which allows me to just basically be me, reward myself for my hard work, but not always like over reward myself as I used to do. My 6th rule is to basically cut out going to Selfridges at lunchtime and buying products I don't need. So instead of just basically walking up and down the skincare aisle, visiting Kiehl's, which I can still do actually, rather than just buying a whole bunch of products, actually I'm all about replacing things that have run out. So I'm coming close like running out of a whole bunch of products, and I find that my beauty products last me about 3 months, so I don't mind doing like a proper shop every single 3 months as opposed to going to the shops every single time something runs out. Because what happens, I go to the shops because my, I don't know, La Roche-Posay like moisturizer has run out, and then before you know it, I'm picking up vitamin C, and then I'm picking up all these like makeup kind of like skin facial care things, and then I'm picking up a snack here, like it's a hot mess. It is seriously a hot mess. So by limiting the amount of times I'm going into shops, I'm hoping to limit the amount of things I buy unnecessarily, and by having like for like kind of like for like replacements, I'm not splurging out too much on things I don't need. If I feel like I want to have like some really good skincare, I still will. I'm not gonna go buy stuff that doesn't work for my skin because I'm on a low buy year. I think it's just been a lot more conscious about what it is I'm buying. For number 7, try free hobbies which still bring me joy. Free hobbies that bring me joy. I love going around all the museums in London, and most of them are free, even like all the small private art galleries. So that's something I definitely will continue doing and enjoy doing because it's just really nice. So I can see why I put that on there. But in terms of like free hobbies, like sometimes I want to go to a class that's not necessarily free. So I guess it's being a lot more conscious about paying for things I don't need to pay for, and kind of like making the most of all the amazing free things. And that includes things such as having a walk along the river, even like hosting friends for dinner and feeding them plant-based meals, which is something I've been doing. And you know what? My friends have been so good and they've complimented me on my hosting skills. They said I'm a great cook, so I guess one cannot complain. Number 8, I guess the biggest one is minimize eating out, having coffees, drinking. If I look and see how much money I spend on alcohol during my time in London, it's a lot of money, but sometimes a girl's got to network. But I guess it's kind of like, do I need to go to the pub after work 3 days a week? Hells to the no. And guess what, guys? Because if you're going to replace it, if you're planning on giving up one behavior, something that's really good to have is also like an alternative kind of behavior that's going to replace the bad habits you're getting rid of. So one of the things I've noticed is when the guys in work have been saying, oh, Chazza, do you want to go to the pub after work? I'd be like, oh, I want to go to the pub, and then I'd be like, oh no, but I've got a gym class booked. And as it's been happening week on week, actually it just sees us going, nah boys, it's okay, I'll just go to the gym and see you next time. So that's one of the things I have basically said no to: eating out, drinking out, and coffeeing out. Coffees I can easily give up because I'm very fortunate. I've got my little mocha, which means that my weekend coffees are like just dirt cheap. And also when I go to work, because we've actually got an espresso machine, I just use the coffee pods there, which are free. So once again, I'm minimizing on eating out. Sometimes when I jump off at Green Park Station, I can smell the lovely almond croissants in Marks and Sparks. But rather than going in, I know that I also get free breakfast in work. So I'll continue walking, and if I haven't made my overnight oats or my own breakfast, I'll just get into work and I'll make myself toast with Marmite because I know that I'm not a vegetarian, or I have like toast with peanut butter and honey. So I'm just making the most of the utilities that are provided for me, and I always kind of like snack on the fruit bin. Goal number 9, I guess one of the other things that I need to focus on is decluttering. I've got so many things that I no longer use, and also I was thinking that with some clothes I bought a few years ago, as we know with fashion, everything goes around full circle. Some things are popping again, they're fashionable. It means I can have a cute girl summer. So I just need to basically have a bit of a clear out, get rid of all my old DVDs that I no longer use, that I will never use because everything is now gone digital. Free up space that I need freeing up, but I also need to go through my clothes, decide what clothes are ready for me to get rid of, what clothes I'm ready to basically share with cousins and family, you know, like hand-me-downs that I can pass forward, and what clothes can be reworn, and everything else in between, just donate it to like Goodwill or something. And I think that's just like a very good thing. Sometimes I think we have so many things and we get clouded in the amount of things we have, but we don't necessarily always utilize them. So I guess I just want to get familiar with everything that I've got so I can love it, appreciate it more, and get more wear out of it. And whatever is kind of like really, really good, then obviously put it on eBay and just try and get some money off of it. So my final rule for my low buy year is I just want to basically practice more gratitude. I want to be very, very grateful for absolutely everything I have and everything that is on its way to me. And I just feel as if by being able to go, actually I live in such a wonderful flat, but there's this one that's waiting for me and everything else. And just being grateful and being thankful for everything you have. I feel as if you're grateful for what you have, there's a lot more coming back at you. I know that last bit didn't really make any sense, and it just feels as if it's like a bit of a downer. But it's just, I think a lot of us are so busy saying we want X, Y, Z, we're doing this, so we're not splurging, but it's kind of like just be grateful for the fact that we live in an information place whereby I can watch other people doing this. I can put my own spin to it. So if you want to be bougie on a budget whilst having a low buy year because you want to save for bigger and more worthwhile assets, please smash the like button. I keep getting this wrong. Please smash the subscribe button and join the Chelsea family. Till next time, friends and family. Bye bye. Mwah, mwah, mwah.